para toda la vida.
Hello, good morning. My name is Victor Garcia, and I am the Area Sales Manager for Ireland in Cables RCT. Cables RCT was established in 1965, and during these 56 years, we have been producing low-voltage copper cables in our factory in Zaragoza, Spain. We say that our philosophy is to make cables for every day and cables for all your life. And now I'm going to put a video in which you can see a brief presentation of our company. Thank you.
Todos los días a tu lado, compartiendo contigo, haciendo que las cosas funcionen, invisibles, silenciosos, en tu vida cotidiana. Ubicados en Zaragoza, gozamos de una posición excepcional tanto en España como en toda Europa. La situación estratégica de nuestra sede central nos permite enviar con facilidad nuestros cables a los mercados más importantes de todo el mundo. Nuestro producto habla de nosotros mismos. En cables RCT tenemos la vocación: orientarnos al cliente y a sus necesidades. Nuestro proceso productivo es completo. Desde las materias primas, cobre y plástico, hasta el empaquetado y preparación de los envíos, aseguramos todas las características técnicas del producto final. Esto nos permite trabajar con total flexibilidad para adaptarnos a las exigencias más estrictas y las necesidades más personalizadas que requieren nuestros clientes. Fabricamos con la máxima garantía. Nuestros cables son sometidos a rigurosos ensayos de calidad y autocontrol en cada una de las fases de producción. Las certificaciones internacionales más prestigiosas nos avalan como líderes en un sector exigente y altamente competitivo. Los cables, como la vida, continúan evolucionando. Nuevas necesidades, nuevos requisitos, nuevas tecnologías. Nuestra política de mejora continua nos ayuda a mantenernos a la vanguardia tecnológica, fieles a nuestro compromiso, conscientes de que y confianza son las claves de una relación duradera.
Now that you know more about Cables RCT, I'm going to pass you with my colleague, Javier Perez, from our Quality and Technical Department. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Javier Perez from Cables RCT Technical Department, and today we will share some information with you regarding the construction products regulation of the European Union. First, I'd like to thank Demesne for the opportunity to introduce ourselves and share this information with you. And well, let's get to the point. The tool we're going to be using today to show you this information, it's going to be our website, which is cablesrct.com. And well, the first thing you'd probably like to do once you access cablesrct.com is to change the language to English. And if then you enter this part of the menu, you have all the information related to the construction products. A lot of information for you to read and download in the link I will show right now, but I think we don't have much time today, so I'll go to the points I consider the most interesting. Here you have the link to download a PDF document of the whole thing. The information is basically the same as you can see on the different points of the website, and hope you like it. We have to work a lot to get this done. So, as most of you already know, CPR stands for Construction Products Regulation. It's a European regulation. It affects some other products, not just cables, but I know about the cable side, so I'm gonna be talking about the CPR applied to cables. Well, from 2017, when it entered into full force, all cables intended to be installed in a permanent way in buildings in the European Union have to be CPR classified. And now we will get to the points explaining which classes apply to the cables, which means each class, what means each class, and which documents associated are important for our customers to know and to justify these properties. The different classifications according to this regulation give us information on the behavior or the performance of the cable in the case of fire. We have a main class from A to F related to the propagation of the fire. So the A is the less propagating and F would be the most. A lot of customers ask us which one is best, which one is worse. Well, if I have to say, the best would be the higher ones, but the truth is there is not best or worse in this, because different polymers have different properties, and different classes are intended to be installed in different buildings. So there's no best or worst. In fact, even if this CPR establishes a common mark for the whole European Union, it's up to each member state to decide which one applies for each type of building, or even each space inside each type of building. So I'm sorry to say there is no best or worst. Besides these main classes, for the classes from B to D, we have these additional parameters giving us information on the performance of the cable regarding the smoke or the opacity produced, the opacity of the smokes produced, the dropping of particles in the case of fire, and the acidity of the smoke emitted. I think the easiest way to understand this is with some examples that we have prepared. That's it. Digit 1, as we already explained, stands for the contribution to the fire propagation, and it's the most important one, and deeply related, to the other ones. Digit 2 is associated to the smoke production. It can be S1, 2, or 3. For the case of S1, A or B, depending on the transmittance. So the less smoke and the less opaque smoke would be S1A. And well, a cable that does not produce any burning particles in the case of fire would be classified D0. D1 or D2 would produce these particles, and for the case of D1, they would extinguish before 10 seconds after hitting ground. For the case of D2, they would stay longer. And A, which stands for acidity, it's related to a measure of the acidity of the gas produced while the cable is burning, being A1, the best of them. Before getting into specific examples with our products, I'd like to show you a couple of things which are important from the point of view of a customer, I think. The performance. This is the main document to prove that your cable is compliant with a certain CPR classification. For all of our products that are CPR classified, this document is available on our website. And the other thing I want to share with you is related to the CE marking. In all of our CPR products, you will find the CE marking on the label. This is what a CPR product manufactured by RCT label looks like. And since the CPR is a European regulation related to standards published in the official journal of the European Union, just by complying with the CPR class, the product is able to be sold in all the European Union countries, and of course it's able to be marked with the CE. So for the CPR classified cables, the declaration of performance we just spoke about would substitute the CE certificate. And well, now I'd like to see some examples with you. For example, this is quite common product. All the CPR classified products on our website have this logo. Logo is here, and if I go to documents, here I can see the declaration of performance emitted by the manufacturer that works as proof that this product is compliant with the ECA CPR class. And the same way for some other products. For example, is pretty much the same cable, but instead of a PVC insulation, this one has a halogen-free thermoplastic insulation. And in this case, we can see its declaration of performance indicates a different Euro class, which is CCA. And in this case, it comes with additional information regarding these other parameters, because these additional parameters apply only for the classes between B1 and D. So E is out, but C is in. We often get questions from our customers related to these two products, and this other H07ZK, and they ask us which one's better, and I tell them the same as I said about the CPR classes, which is there is no best or worst. There is just different levels of performance. So in the case you need any further information regarding the CPR or any of our products, you will get my contact information at the end of this presentation, and we will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you for your time, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Cables RCT. Cables para todos los días. Cables para toda la vida.
And hi everyone, this is Mr. Perez, the guy on the video from Cables RCT. After showing you this video, we will also like to share some extra content. But well, we considered that this presentation of the CPR was really important to understand what will be the point of the next content I'll be sharing with you, which is the difference between the insulation materials on some of the best-selling and classic products of the company, which are widely sold on the Irish market. So I will share my screen with you. So now we are CPR experts. We have the appropriate background to tell why is it important, the difference between PVC and halogen-free cables. From the point of view of the materials, I guess we all know more or less about really traditional polymer, the PVC, which is widely used in hundreds of applications, from construction materials, piping, toys, kitchen accessories, practically for everything since a lot of years. It has a lot of advantages. It's good electrical and chemical properties, and of course it's quite easy to recycle. But when applying it as insulation for cables, it may cause some issues related to the safety of the installations in the case of fire. It produces an opaque black smoke, which would make it really difficult to evacuate certain type of building. It releases acid gases, which are dangerous for people and equipment. The chlorine contained on the PVC can easily form different types of acids, such as other halogen materials from acids. The chlorine in this case would be really corrosive. So in order to solve these safety issues for certain applications, some other polymers have recently been developed for the use in cables. Those are halogen-free materials. It's not well, PVC is one type of basic polymer which has different versions. This is a much wider family of polymers. There's not just one halogen-free reference material. In fact, there is a lot depending on the application and on the performance. But what they all have in common is that they don't use any halogens that could produce this black smoke and corrosive and toxic gas we spoke about when we saw this this PVC information. These properties are deeply related to the ones we spoke about just a few minutes ago, related to the CPR. So if now we mix the information about the CPR and the information about these insulation materials, we can analyze all this in a mix with this table, which is an easy example. We have 3 types of cables, which are basically the same, all designed and certified for the same family of standards. The only difference between the 3 products is the type of polymer used on the insulation. And by this difference, we get different properties. When it comes to the CPR, the PVC has a lower performance for the safety in the case of fire. Z1K CCA with this additional information, and ZK would be another halogen-free mix prepared for higher temperatures, but with a CPR class DCA, which would be the lower next class when it comes to fire behavior to CCA. The difference on the temperature comes from the type of halogen-free polymer used. Thermoplastic is sensitive to high temperatures where it becomes more plastic, and thermoset is prepared for these higher temperatures to keep its properties. As I said before in the presentation a couple of times, I think when I spoke about the CPR classes, there is no best or worst. You have to think of this as a vehicle. So it's not just one for everything. It's there is a cable for each application, and you have to decide which one is the most suitable for you. One easy thing to associate one type with the other one is that Z1K, is the halogen-free version of the PVC with the same max operating temperature. This is easy to remember, and this change of materials allows you to have a better fire performance and to have a much higher safety CPR class, which means where you used to install VK, you can now install Z1K, but where you have to install Z1K, if the CPR class is a requirement, you won't be able to use the VK. Well, I hope this was useful information, and I hope this was helpful for all of you. Now, if you need to contact us or you have any further questions regarding this, you just have to contact Demesne and ask for our contact information. I said before we were going to share it at the end of the presentation, but I think it's better for you to get it through Demesne. And if you have any further questions, I think we have like a little time where we're going to be able to share this information with you at the meeting rooms. It's been a pleasure, and hope to see you soon.